Myles Smith and Niall Horan are collaborating on a tune. The stargazing hitmaker's poignant song on Loss, Drive Safe, features the former member of One Direction as a vocalist. When I performed it for Niall, he immediately wanted to assist me in telling my story, which truly made the concept come to life. I will always be thankful. The Irish musician is also hard at work getting ready for the release of his fourth solo album, which will be his first since the show in 2023. Niall's impending comeback coincides with the release of new music by his former colleagues, Louis Tomlinson and Harry Styles. The song Aperture from Harry's upcoming album, Kiss All the Time, was just published. Sometimes Disco. Additionally, Louis released How Did I Get Here, his third solo album, last week. Niall, meantime, recently talked about the significance of keeping grounded and avoiding alcohol as ways to maintain his health when traveling. "I need to be fit to support a 90-minute arena show with 20 songs," he stated on the WOP podcast. "I can no longer play around the way I used to. I abstained from alcohol for almost a whole year during my most recent tour, and it really helped. My lucidity, my sleep, and everything else all improved. Because touring is so taxing on the body, I try to keep things under control by eating healthily, exercising, taking naps when necessary, and avoiding anything that could interfere with my voice. Although it's not glamorous, it's what enables me to give my all on stage." It's possible for two artists to collaborate in the studio to create something extraordinary, not just a song but a narrative. When Niall Horan and Myles Smith collaborate on the soon-to-be-released song Drive Safe, that's precisely what's happening. What would normally appear to be just another musical partnership is actually a moment full of artistic synergy, emotional depth, and a creative alignment that represents the paths of both artists. In this story, we'll examine what Drive Safe means on a creative, emotional, and cultural level. We'll do this by fusing news reports with imaginative context about artistry, connection, and the ways music transcends inner realms. The beginnings of a song. Coming together at the storytelling crossroads. Fundamentally, Drive Safe is a sentiment that sits at the intersection of caring and vulnerability rather than merely a moniker. As a reminder to drive safely and to travel life's highways with heart and intelligence, the phrase itself conjures up images of both departure and protection. The musicians themselves claim that Myles Smith started the tune. His central concept, or the bones of the song as he described it, was derived from a very intimate experience. It began as a sensation rather than a hook or beat. It was a tale of remembrance, loss, and the emotional journey that music takes us on. It was more than simply a catchy tune when Niall heard it. It was a tale worth sharing. Many outstanding partnerships stem from that straightforward moment of connection, an artist seeing truth in another's work. Resonance is more important than chart strategy or star power. Drive Safe is a logical continuation of Niall's career path, which started with One Direction and developed into a contemplative solo career. His voice, both literally and figuratively, carries a mixture of heart and vulnerability that goes well with Smith's personal lyrics. Niall Horan. From storyteller to pop star, Niall Horan, an Irish singer-songwriter, requires little introduction. Niall has spent the last 10 years honing his voice and viewpoint as a solo artist after initially gaining international recognition as a member of One Direction, one of the most popular pop groups of the 2010s. His ability to combine relatability and emotional depth was demonstrated in songs like This Town and Slow Hands, which drew listeners into tales that felt both universal and intimate. Niall's solo career developed further after the breakup of his band. His CDs have showcased not only his melodies but also his sensitive lyrical style. They are songs that may accompany you on a late-night drive or soothe you in a crowded place. Drive Safe is an intriguing project in part because of its emotional accessibility. It's a song that seems to be written for listeners seeking music that connects rather than just amuses. Niall expressed his enthusiasm on social media, referring to the song as a tune and citing a long-standing appreciation for Smith's compositions. Myles Smith, reflective pop's up-and-coming voice. Smith is an artist with momentum and vision, even though he may not yet be as well known throughout the world as Horan. Myles Smith, a singer-songwriter from Luton, Bedfordshire, has gained recognition for his contemplative songs that combine indie pop, modern folk, and genuine emotional warmth. His breakthrough hits were songs like Stargazing, which struck a deep chord with fans due to its relatable lyrics and dreamy melody. Niall was drawn to work with him because he is the type of artist that writes from real experience, unvarnished, intimate, and introspective. Smith's explanation of their creative process demonstrates how natural the collaboration felt. Niall contributed more than simply vocals, he made the narrative come to life. That is a significant moment in any cooperation because it implies a shared artistic language, mutual trust, and the conviction that the music can convey the emotional weight they both experience. How Drive Safe could sound. Driving metaphors and emotional landscapes. Although we haven't heard the entire song yet, there are some obvious hints about the musical and lyrical territory Drive Safe might cover. The title itself has symbolic meaning. Driving is a common experience. It's a place where ideas flow freely, music becomes a friend, and memories and feelings blend with movement. From Tom Petty's Runnin' Down a Dream to Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run, numerous musicians have utilized the open road as a platform for self-reflection, metamorphosis, and emotional reconciliation. Drive Safe will probably cover topics like these thanks to Smith's own songwriting and Horan's melodic sensibility. The song's emotional palette may be broad, introspective, and sincere. You can listen to it while traveling at night, taking in the sunset, or experiencing the pain of recollections. This type of music is more than simply a background. It feels like a travel buddy. Two worlds' creative chemistry. This combination, which combines Myles Smith's reflective emerging voice with Niall Horan's well-established global pop presence, is particularly captivating since it crosses boundaries. Both allow both of their abilities to emerge without sacrificing creative integrity. Sometimes collaborations seem contrived, like a well-chosen coupling for chart performance or visibility. This feels different though. Drive Safe seems to be a partnership based on respect rather than convenience, based on Smith's description of the creative process and Niall's enthusiastic embrace of the song's emotional core. When two musicians trust one another's artistic identities and instincts, that kind of synergy frequently results in work that speaks to listeners on a deeper level. The time. A point in time in both professions. Timing is another factor contributing to the significance of this collaboration. Drive Safe comes during a time of musical consolidation for Niall Horan. He is giving fans hints about his next songs as he gets ready to release his fourth solo album, which is the sequel to the show. All of the former members of One Direction are also engaged in their creative endeavors. Louis Tomlinson launched his third solo album, How Did I Get Here? Last week, while Harry Styles recently released new music and teased Aperture from his upcoming album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. Drive Safe becomes more than just a single in that situation. It's a part of the artist's continuous development as they pursue their individual musical careers after initially becoming well-known together. The partnership might be a game-changer for Myles Smith, giving him the chance to stay true to his roots while reaching a larger audience with his voice and composition. Fans' reactions. Emotion and anticipation. Fans have been curious and excited about Drive Safe even before it was released. Listeners are already talking about the coupling on social media, saying that it feels expressive and natural. Fan community comments show how people relate to the concept of an emotional song before they'd even heard it, which is evidence of both artists' reputations for heart and genuineness. After considering the emotional sensibility both musicians offer to their music, some fans have humorously commented on how unexpected the combination initially looked until realizing how appropriate it is. That response alone demonstrates the power of music. It's about emotional connection, anticipation, and the shared experience between performer and audience, not simply about famous names. The value of sincerity in emotions in music. What is the significance of a song like Drive Safe? Emotional honesty has always been welcome in music, particularly in songs that openly and honestly examine vulnerability. Pop musicians are no longer scared to sing about mental health, sadness, longing, and imperfection. In recent years, pop music has embraced reflection more and more. Drive Safe, a song that recognizes emotion rather than just beats and choruses, appears to fit into that tradition. Smith's music has always veered towards introspective contemplation, whereas Niall's earlier work demonstrates an embracing of honest narrative. When they work together, they can produce a song that feels authentic in addition to sounding fantastic, particularly when audiences are looking for nuance, comfort, or connection in art. Such honesty strikes a chord. IX. What listeners may understand by driving safely. When people incorporate music into their life, it takes on significance. For example, a song may become the background music for important occasions like lengthy car rides, difficult talks, or quiet evenings for introspection. A song with a title like Drive Safe could end up becoming a go-to music for times of transition, such as when you're moving between locations, stages, or emotional states. The pauses between moments are where music thrives, giving form to the unsaid. People might send this music to a friend who is setting out on a journey. It may be the song that comes to mind when contemplating a relationship that has evolved. It might turn into a song that makes people feel less isolated and serves as a reminder that pop music can embrace emotional honesty. The X, a creative final thought. Together, music as a journey drive safe is fundamentally more than a song on a release schedule. It serves as a gathering place for two artists with different backgrounds, voices, and emotional nuances who together to produce something moving and poignant. As a global performer who has transitioned from boy band popularity to genuine solo storytelling, Niall Horan offers his seasoned viewpoint. Vulnerability, reflection, and a growing voice that has already moved listeners with its warmth and honesty are all brought by Myles Smith. When combined, they produce a musical environment that is honest, transparent, and incredibly human. A song like Drive Safe can serve as a reminder of why we listen to music in the first place: to feel, to recall, to heal, and to traverse the convoluted paths of our own inner worlds. This is especially important in a society that frequently speeds over emotional complexity. As a result, fans won't only hear two voices on a track when the song eventually comes out, which it will shortly. They will hear a call to think, to connect, and to be careful, no matter where life takes them.